Do do do. Do 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 do. Welcome in, KJ. Thanks for the follow. Hope you had a good day. Tactics, welcome in. Yes, Illusion of Gaia. This is called Illusion of Gaia, Cookie. It's part of the Quintet trilogy. So Soul Blazer and Terranigma. Technically all their games are connected, but they're top-down action games or action RPGs. They're kind of like a mix between the both, because they take a little bit like Zelda, where it's strict stuff, and at the same part, you kind of get buffs in a way that's very RPG-ish. Ooh, red jewel. Okay, what was I doing? I know I talked to Eric. I'm trying to remember what I do next. Sets his head on fire. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's running away. Last time he didn't run away. Doing now. Yeah, it does have a bit of Zelda to it. Like that style. Like you have strict HP. Like the HP up there, I do get upgrades. But it's strict. The attack style is very much Zelda-ish. It just has a little more going for it, and it's a little less, I don't want to call it necessarily Zelda linear, but the events are linear, I guess you'd say, in Zelda. Whereas in Quintet games, they have a few branching options. And then that also determines whether you get, like, certain stats or not as well. Baron, welcome in. We've had a good day. But yeah, if you like top-down action RPGs, or if you like Zelda, then this is definitely a game to play for sure. Man working at the hotel was caught by a labor trader. Uh-oh. Should have laughed and lied. Where did Eric go? Is it in here? No. Here? Nope, not that. Maybe I just have to leave town. Oh, talk to them.
Meanwhile, I think Lance should stay here until he recovers. I'm glad everyone is safe, but...
They say I don't know who I am, kinda strange. If I don't know who I am, how did I get here?
It is good to be among friends again. If only I wasn't so sad. My tears have all been cried.
Okay, I think I can go to the diamond mine now. Not 100% sure. Yep, okay. The diamond mine was quiet as a tomb. Chill ran down Will's spine when he heard the screams from the back of the cave. Screams. I disagree. He did not hit me. I killed him before he shot it. Ooh, that one's okay. That one's homing. God dang it. Oh, what the hell? It's that long? It's like that. You get like HP power that raises max HP and heals them. You can also get defense power and attack power. But you don't... But that's only if you like clear rooms. You don't actually get like level ups or anything like that. Elevator entrance. Use that door to get to the elevator. One keyhole in this door. Oh, he's dead. There are 8 laborers, including me, forced to work in the mine. Please save us. Well, now you just walked off, so I guess there's 7. Do. Do 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 do. Nothing over there. Jaredin, welcome in. It is. Agreed. Well, it's part of Christmas classics. Good games that people should know about or should play. And we've gotten through quite a good number of them. Yes, not yesterday. Last time we did it, yeah, yesterday I was without power. I was actually without power for 50 hours. Anyways, welcome in, Jaredin. Cut this chain. There we go, now you got the chain out. This mine is a secret room. Its entrance blends into the wall, but you can find it by watching for wind blowing through cracks in the wall. Of course, it would blow fine hair like yours around, then you'll understand. Doing great now. So much better now. If I had to go another day without power, I can't begin to tell you. It's bad enough when power goes out and I have to wait like 10 hours. But 2 whole days. And literally, not just internet, all power. I had no power. Like, I could use a generator, but that was limited for what I could do with it. You found an herb. Can you wind over here? Nope. Have you played Soul Blazer and Terranigma as well? Ooh. Dropped health. I was gonna say, of the 3, which is your favorite? Assuming you had. Do 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 do. Feel that there was some pretty bad tornadoes in my area like 13 years ago, and our power was out for about a week. Yeah, I remember one time when I was a kid, I had a long length of time power out, just like that, Or wasn't just a couple days either, but spanned over a course of a week. And just like... So I remember some people had apparently were out of power for 3 weeks or something crazy, and it was because of ice. For us, I think it was 10 days or so. But as a kid, it was a little better. We did sliding and stuff outside. But certainly when you're doing stuff all online nowadays and need power, it's like, oh my goodness. Now I have nothing to do. What do I do? You haven't played the others yet? You should. They're both very, very good games. Soul Blazers, its attacks are pretty simple, but it's really cool, like, what you unlock and make the... You rebuild towns almost in ActRaiser style. And in Terranigma, it just has an amazing combat system. A little more advanced than this one with its transforms and all that. This one probably has the best of like a story aspect to it. And it's very well balanced. But Terranigma has, right off the bat, you have like 6 attacks that you can use. Plus you get some other stuff in the game, but mostly it's spells and attacks. But it's also longer than the other two a little bit. Terranigma, I would say, is the longest of the 3. I would say Soul Blazer and Illusion are similar length. Maybe Soul Blazer is a little bit shorter. My health back. Turn into Frieden, so that I can actually destroy things now. Do 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 do. They're so much better. He's so much stronger than Will. Nothing there. Do. Do, do. I didn't really need that right now, but I'll take it. I have to break that. Wait, can I run down there? I don't think so. Yeah, didn't think so. I need to break it. Need to get up there on that side somehow. Probably through here. Your wall there. Nope. Ooh, more health. Ah, I guess I have to use will. Ooh, did I get another power for free? Dark Friar can now be used. Oh yeah, that's right. The Dark Friar is a dark power that only the Dark Knight Frieden can use. Use the Aura power to scorch a distant enemy. Use the attack button to save energy. Nice. Doop boo. That's on the wall. Just wanted to make sure. There are people who are forced to work deep in the diamond mine. Throg, welcome in. Yeah, I really like this one. I played it, I want to say 3 times when I grew up. And then my brother played it a couple times. I have like the shirt and everything. I still have the shirt that came with it. Like, that it's a strange thing to get a shirt with a game, but I still have it. People who are forced to work deep in the diamond mine, please use this key to save them. Yeah, I'll also see, since it's been a while since I played it, how I like this one compared to Terranigma for the top spot. Because between, say, Soul Blazer and Terranigma, I definitely liked Terranigma more than Soul Blazer. But it had been so long since I played Illusion of Gaia, it's hard for me to compare until now. But how's your day been going, Throg? Hopefully good. Okay, I have to go back to the elevator. Did some shopping at the grocery and did some meal prep for me and the wife and the dog. Nice. What's for dinner? I might actually have to have Will for this because it's an item. Actually, no. Looks like maybe he can. I mean, there's no keyhole. It says 1 keyhole in the door. Want a different door? Really? What was the other door? I don't remember seeing a prison gate. Is there a prison door down here? Nope. Southwest, made Southwest Chipotle chicken, chicken cutlets, and boiled chicken for the dog. Had a big old pack of chicken. Sounds like a delicious day. Rochefel, welcome in. How's your day been going? Hopefully your week's gone better than mine. Oh my goodness. My week has been pretty disastrous with weather and everything else. I might need Will. But we're gonna go with him until I see otherwise. But where the hell did the prison key? Could have sworn that was the only locked door. Maybe I'm just not paying attention to one of the walls. It's definitely not there. It did say there's a wall, but I broke a wall, so do this on this wall, just in case. Nope. J-Dog, welcome in. Love this game? Yes. Very, very good game. The most well-known of the Quintet trilogy, as they call it. Hopefully your day's been going well, though. Goobs, welcome in. Thank you, Goobs. Okay, where's the prison door? Don't tell me it's way at the top. Nothing there. Might actually be at the top, okay. Or is that the right key? I did get the... Oh! I had another key, no wonder. Oh my goodness, it was the right location. It was the wrong key. I still haven't gotten rid of that other key because they haven't let go of it. My goodness. Well, that was dumb. I just noticed that. Never lost power for more than a few hours. Hard to imagine being without it for 50. It was something. I had basically nothing to do. In my own time, if I wasn't making food or doing something that needed to be done around the house, I basically scribbled and drew. That's what I had to do. I could draw. That's all I had available to me. And then it was also kind of awkward that way because I was using a flashlight. So I kind of had to constantly shift the flashlight. I did position it in something that worked there. There we go, okay. I used the wrong key the first time. I was right. At least I'm not crazy. You would read. I don't have a whole lot of, like, physical books around. Like, I have ones I've read before. But while I do a lot of reading, it's all online reading. So, without access to the internet, which came with the lack of power, even with, like, the generator, it served me of no use. So, I couldn't really read anything. I wonder if I can use it on this one. Nope. 2 keyholes. I didn't really have much in the way of options. It's kind of hard. You have 150. I haven't really counted, like, magazines I have a ton of. Books themselves, I mean, I do have some, like, really old ones, but a lot of them are stored in the attic. But some of them are, like, children's books as well. actual, like, interesting hardcover ones or soft paperback ones that are actually interesting. I don't have so many of those around. That's all. There has to be a door in here, right? I have 180 books. A few of them are children's books too, but most aren't. Nice. Yeah, I've never actually done a count or anything. Oh, right, here we go. Found a key? The mine key. Yes, we found a key. And we're gonna have to find one on the other side. Do 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 do. Again, I have to keep track of which ones after I started buying dupe. Oh, yeah. I did that a couple times when I was younger. Actually, that happened once with like a game or two. It was like way, way back. It's like, there's this game, and then either it would be my mother or my father would buy one. It's like, no, we already have that one. So we had to bring it back and replace it with a different game. Thank you, I won't forget what you've done. Take this key. No, that key is mine. Nice. Nice. What is your largest book, though? Do you have information on that? Like, large in terms of volume of pages. Do you keep track of that too, or just the number of books you have? The place where I used to live would have these book sales where you could get paperbacks for 50 cents and hardbacks. Wow, 50 cents and $2? Like, I can see that with, like, yard sales, you know, people just trying to get rid of their books. But an actual store, 50 cents and $2, that is a great deal. I don't believe I ever went to a place where it was that cheap. Okay. Oh, for a second there I thought I was going to have to do something else different. There we go. Got him. Oh, you got from the library. So they were doing like sales of old books in the library. Probably Under the Dome by Stephen King. That thing is thick. Yeah, Stephen King has some pretty massive books. It's strange because he has some things which are very short stories. They're like a page or a couple pages long. Cut the chain! Cut the chain! Cut the chain! Thank you! All living things in our home country have grown strange. People have turned to stone. Some are sick with unknown disease. Thank you. I heard from Eric that your friend has lost his memory. Legend says that there's a song that brings back the past. Please let him hear it. Sam hums a strange melody. Do you have any of the A Song of Fire and Ice books? You've learned the memory melody. I need a favor. May I have the prison key and the melody of wind as a souvenir of our meeting? I'm sure I'll never use it again. Oh, he's just gonna literally take them out of my menu. That's strange. Well, at least I got rid of the prison key. Thank you. Our home village is far across the ocean. If you could go there, help the villagers to regain their strength. Any wall here. Don't want to miss it. Just in case. Have one, haven't read it yet. I remember my brother had read, I think a couple of them. Seemed to like them. But apparently very gigantic reads. Page after page after page. Almost like dictionaries in size. Did I get all 8 of them? I feel like I missed one. Wish I read way more books, but it's very tough. Oh, maybe I can pass off to that line. I'm gonna try doing that. Oh, have to leave here. Didn't work that time. Oops, one thing though. Takes me ages to read just one book because I'll read the same page 3 to 4 times to ensure. Nope, can't do it. To ensure that I understand what's going on in the story, because it takes me so long I just get discouraged and don't bother. Yeah, that's one difficult thing with like reading actual like novel books. Because they're not interactive like say games or visually just shot out into your face like say a movie, then it can be hard to keep yourself occupied for the whole distance reading. I think like I'm trying to think of the last real book I read, and I want to say it was the what's the name of it? The book version of Watchmen. And that one also has pictures to go along with it, but there is a lot of reading. It's a pretty big book. So there's actually quite a fair distance in the novel itself. And I want to say that was the last full book I read. And that would have been 10 years ago. Like, I've read stuff online, but it's a bit different. It's one you like to read, love the movies. I like the book more than I like some of the choices they made in the movie. Some people like one over the other, but there's a few choices that they did that they kind of retconned in the movie that I prefer from the book. And then the book, obviously, like I said, has lots of little images all over the place. So it gets you like a really good idea. Like, there's no question what you're reading. If it's like, oh, I read this paragraph, this is what's happening. I forget how many pages it was. I want to say it's in the low hundreds. Like 120 or 150 or something, but it's been quite a while. I can't remember the exact number of pages. Malachite, welcome in. Yes, I was. I was without power for over 50 hours, Malachite. It was awful. It was... Well, it was warm enough when I was putting in the fire, but at other times it was cold. It was dark, extremely dark, and wasn't a whole lot to do. Bari's such a good reader, she flies through books. Yeah, some people love books so much they just read like 1 or 2 whole books a day. They'll just zip through them. Like, I can read a ton if it's online. If it's just online stuff, I can read an absolute massive metric amount. But that's not the same as a book. It might have the length of a book, but it's not the same as a book. It's a completely different, you know, genre of reading. But some people can just do it with the books and imagining in their head and understanding the story and everything. It's just like, yeah. Some people just love that stuff. Before the internet, that was me. Now I'm lucky to finish one book every few months. I think for a lot of people that's common. I feel like really old people and really young people read more direct books, literature books of fiction or non-fiction style. Various genres. More so than, say, like from out of college and before they're really old, like retirement old. I feel like reading goes down, or of that type of book. Other types of reading goes much higher, but I feel like that sort of reading goes down a lot. Who comes calling me old now? I said really old. And I said lots of reading. Meanwhile, I think Len should stay here until he recovers. Okay. Magic. And then memory. Here we go. Mixer, welcome in. Glad to be back. Yeah, I didn't get to watch any streams even. Like, I know some people have good connection with their phone and they watch stuff on the phone, but my phone isn't great without Wi-Fi. Certainly couldn't. I can barely watch streams on it, and I can't. And it's not connected in the same way. Like, I don't have Twitch linked up to talk, so I couldn't watch anything because the phone doesn't really connect anything from where I'm at. It can do calls, and that's usually about it without Wi-Fi. So I couldn't watch anyone. I couldn't interact with anyone. I couldn't really do anything except, you know, like I was saying earlier, before we got here, Mixer, draw or make food or do stuff around the house. That's about it. What is this place?
Somehow I feel a little homesick. I feel like I'm back in the womb. Everything that's happened and the people I've met are pouring into my head.
I was raised in the town of Southcape. When my father didn't come back from an expedition, the most important thing in my life was gone. I didn't know what to do.
I couldn't stand my father using soldiers to invade other countries. It's awful when someone loses their life.
Do I have a vehicle? There's a couple outside, but I don't really do any driving on my own because I have anxiety and agoraphobia. So getting out of the house for me can be very difficult. Like, I walk up and down the street pretty much every day, and it's a decent length street, but it's a challenge for me to drive all over. So, like, for a normal person, a normal drive here and there, even 5 or 10 minutes, is no bother. I can go into panic attacks if don't have my thoughts in order. No problem. It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And it wasn't always like that. It's just something that developed over time. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere, and then that's just... It does affect your life, having something severe like that. And it's kind of strange, because, like, well, why would you get panic attacks, like, just driving out in a place you've driven before, or been before, or out in the middle of nowhere, or something like that? It's not really easy to explain. I don't really know how to explain it. It just happened and developed. And so when even though, like, there are vehicles and stuff, even though I have my license and I can drive very well, when I'm driving somewhere, it's usually with another person, and like I said, I get myself prepared and get my thoughts in order. Sometimes for, like, grocery shopping or to my brother's. And there's certain regions that I avoid completely. Usually, if I'm somewhere around my house, or I'm going closer to the suburbs or the city, it's a little easier for me. Place in the middle of nowhere, much harder. I'm already out pretty rural, but super boonies, that's a panic attack. Wide open fields with nothing around, that's a panic attack.
It's awful when someone loses their life. What had taken years to put together was destroyed in one moment. I wonder if Seth is alright. People live on because they forget about unpleasant things.
K-Fight, welcome in. Yes. Awesome game. If I understand, I know a person who has had to abandon streaming due to anxiety. Yeah, anxiety can come in so many forms, too. Got so bad he couldn't even watch movies or play games. It sucks how it happens. It's like brain or body or whatever you want to call it. Why does that happen? And it does. And it's awful. And I mean, that one's almost even... I don't even... I mean, I shouldn't say worse because it's awful whenever I have to go anywhere, so it's pretty much awful in my life too, but not even doing something like that where you were streaming and you had to stop because the anxiety got you. I mean, that's awful that happens because then you can't even interact when you want to. If you want to interact with your friends or people you know, you can't interact because the anxiety got to you. Something like that. That's awful too. Awful in different ways. Two different types of anxieties and awful in different ways. Me, I can be on stream all the time, interact with people all the time. I don't get anxious for that. For some people, they do. Give me one of the few games that changed your life. I remember, yeah, this one I really enjoyed as a kid myself. Jer Bear, welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Game, Terranigma, Valkyrie Profile, Alundra, and Final Fantasy 7, some of the best games you lucked into it as a kid. Yeah, I played this at the same time I played, like, around the same time I played as Chrono Trigger. I played, I want to say I played Final Fantasy 6 after it, a little further beyond it. I can't remember the exact dates. And a few other games at the same time. And yeah, always enjoyed it. I remember getting stuck in Moo as a kid, and it took a while to solve that one. We haven't gotten to Moo yet, so we'll see if I get stuck again. I haven't remembered, like, every puzzle in the game. So when we got to the Incan ship area, and there was the gold tile room, I thought you just stood on it, and that was correct, but I forgot how long you had to stand on it, so I was running around the Valley of the Wind, and I'm like, I must have missed something, right? And I'm, like, attacking everything, and I'm like, okay, I need to check online. What the hell did I miss? I'm pretty sure I knew what I was doing. And I was right the first time, stand on it, except it wasn't, like, 3 or 4 seconds, it's, like, 7 seconds before the door opens, and I'm like, are you joking? There wasn't even a click, and I didn't remember it was like 7 seconds, and that was annoying. Most of my older family members had died before I could really understand much, like before I was 8 or so, so these games gave me a glimpse of what loss of life was like. Oh dang, yeah. Like, I never met both my grandfathers, so, like, in a similar situation, kinda, I didn't meet certain ones. I had a number of great uncles and aunts and stuff that were dead before I was ever alive. But I don't know if, like, they died while you were a kid or what, but yeah, a game like this, you can certainly learn a lot, especially this one, which deals with loss and change a lot. But how's your day going, Jer Bear? Hopefully good. What am I doing? What's happened to everyone?
Lance, your memory's back. I was worried. I wonder what would happen. Well, there's an eccentric inventor in the woods nearby. Shall we go? I think his name is Neil. Did you say Neil? That's the same name as my lost cousin. My cousin Neil, the inventor, flew in the sky in a thing called an airplane. So one of his group went to the inventor's house. Oh, I didn't even get to save game. Come on now. And I wanted to give my red jewels to the jeweler dude. There'll be a red jeweler dude up again soon. One thing I had is a kid for Valkyrie Profile. I have the art book for that. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, the drawn art K fight for Valkyrie Profile, but the art book was one of my favorite art books as a kid. Like, it had amazing art. Like, even today, like, really good detailed art. Yeah, some of the best, 100%. Both died before he turned 7 or 8, so I didn't have an understanding. But poor Hamlet and the goats and Terranigma made me feel in some kind of way. Gotcha. It's open! Come in! Neil, it's me, Will from South Cape. Oh, Will, you've gotten strong. Are all of these people your friends? This person stinks. What are you saying? You shouldn't talk like that. There's a wonderful smell in this room, isn't there? Hey, both of you talk pretty harshly. When you're wrapped up in inventing something, you don't care about your appearance. I don't think the smell is bad. Not enough to hate me for it. I've only been wearing these socks for a month. I've only had mine on for 3 weeks. I guess I lose. I can't believe it! I don't want to breathe the same air as him.
I've heard enough about my socks. Make yourself at home. You're Will's friends. Welcome. That's a camera. It will burn a copy of a scene onto printing paper. The problem is that it takes almost 30 minutes. Scenery doesn't move, but to photograph a person means they can't move for 30 minutes. When I use it, the eyes turn bright red like a rabbit's. That's a telescope. You can see stars as if they were in your hand. Those are airplane wings. It's part of a machine that will fulfill man's dream of flying in the air like a bird. The body's too big and you need a runway to take off, so it's hidden in the desert. That's an oxygen tank. There's air inside. With this, you can breathe underwater, but there's only 1 minute worth of air inside. Compressing the air will let you stay underwater longer, but I don't know how to do it. I've only had mine for 3 weeks. I guess I'd lose. Oh, I'm just saying the same things. Talk to Neil. Tell me why you came to see me. Will tells Neil about hearing his father's voice and visiting the world ruins in his search to find the mystic statues. Heh, interesting. I too have some interest in ruins. The ruins Will talked about are scattered over the world, but they have something in common. Drawing a line among the ruins makes a shape that looks like the constellation of Cygnus. Cygnus? That's the Tower of Babel, where Will's father got lost. It's in the middle of the ground painting of the big white bird. There's a new red star below the constellation of Cygnus. That's right, you know a lot. The red star and Cygnus, Will's interest in ruins, different elements are bound together organically. I don't know if it's by coincidence or by design, but something is going to happen. Fortunately, the Nazca's ground paintings are walk east of here. Good, it's settled. We're going too. We don't want Will to be the only one having a good time. The group went to the Nazca Desert. About to go into the Sky Gardens, I believe. If I remember correctly. The Nazca painting. It was a long way, but you did a good job. This is the most famous of the ground paintings, the Condor. Have you ever heard of it? No one knows why ancient people drew pictures like this. Whenever I come here, I'm overwhelmed by the grand scale. You should go see it for yourself. Up until now, I've done is go to school, study, and play. Sometimes I wonder if my being here isn't all a dream. The ancients were amazing. I wonder why they made this. It's scary. I'll stay with Neil. When you look at it this way, it's like the white lines at an athletic event. Maybe the ancient Nazca people ran the 100-yard dash here. Maybe they didn't. If anything was in here to find as far as items go. I think I just talked to him. Doesn't there seem to be a pattern in the way the rocks are scattered around? This is the Condor's stomach. If you dig here, you might find eggs. Backward profile just was covered in deep, bittersweet ends, and I'd only known most video games where you were the hero that always won or was too cool. Man, the game made me reflect on what regret can do to a person. Oh yeah, like all the little characters, Arngrim especially, in Valkyrie Profile. And Arngrim plays just a huge role in a lot of things. And then Brahms, you don't always meet Brahms, but if you get like the true ending and a couple of the other parts, you only get if you get like one of the worst endings, you only meet Lezard Valeth for a short while, but if you're getting like the true ending, he plays a much larger role. I'm trying to think of some of the others that had big story elements. I forget Laufer's. story off the top of my head. Oh, there was the samurai guy. The one that does that 1,000 swing attack. I'm trying to remember the name of it. But he has that, like, mirror, and it turns out, like, the ogre demon was, like, a reflection on his soul or whatever. That was a really good one. It's required for all SNES games to have one Mode 7 part. Pretty much. You're pretty much right, Goobs. At least the better ones, or a lot of the really good ones, at least did that. For whatever reason, they all wanted to use Mode 7. It's like, you have to get into the 3D, even though this isn't really that... It's mostly just 2D, but curved. But we're gonna do it anyways. Chalk Mixer doesn't stand these games harder than me, or any games for that matter. He does a little bit, but because he doesn't play RPGs on stream, even ones that he's done really, that he doesn't talk about them as often on stream. Sometimes, like, if you're talking in text, like, you'll talk more with him about that and he'll stand him a little bit. But usually on stream he doesn't talk about them too much, unless, like, people really talk about RPGs, then he'll mention a few things like Lufia or Phantasy Star. But yeah, he does love RPGs. I love RPGs. It's just, for whatever reason, because he should do a few. He should do a few he's already done that he knows well, that he could get through pretty quickly and do them on stream. Because, I mean, he's played so much of the better games that are action games on stream already, that he has to basically replay them with a challenge of, like, try this weapon only to even play them again on stream. Otherwise, it's just playing the same thing. Quintet games, that is. I don't know if how many of them he's played. He's lurking at the moment. He was here earlier. But I guess if he's listening, he could answer if he's played the Quintet games. But body and soul shall be torn asunder. Ogi, yo shoshin. Yes, the body and swords. Exactly, body and soul shall be torn asunder. That's the one. I'm like, I remember some of them. Like, I always remember Nibelung Valesti, just because you always hear that from Valkyrie. Was it Justice? Was it Justice Winddance? Justice... Oh no, Justice Stream! I'm trying to remember some of the others. But all like, yeah, the different comments. That was always awesome, how they, like, have this little talk when they use their special attack. Mixer does... Yeah, he plays, like, lots of ones he hasn't played. All those he plays off stream with his girlfriend. I like CRPGs, but I'm not big on... There are some good JRPGs, Goob. There's some very good JRPGs that wouldn't, like, you wouldn't cringe at. Dragon Quest, I think you'd like. It has a very... It made the JRPG genre. It is a bit simple on the stories, on the type of writing, but there are also complex elements of death that are worked in, and transformation. They're just... It's like a dad joke version of it, because the way they name monsters and the way they talk about stuff kind of has these dad joke elements to it. They always seem bright and cheery. They aren't bright and cheery games. There's so much death in Dragon Quest series. Literally, like, whole towns are wiped off the map in them. And you even see some of it sometimes. But because of how they present the art, people think they're bright and cheery, and they're not. But I don't think you'd have a problem with those and some others. And he's a Falcom nerd. Yeah, Falcom games as well. He's played a bunch of those. Stands Trails. Yeah, he stands Trails in Dragon Quest games, the best RPGs. And then Lufia 2 and Phantasy Star 4. He also does. Quintet was literally created by the Falcom devs who left Falcom. Yeah. Which is really good, and you can see some of them because they actually go a little further with their design choices than Falcom team does. Falcom's good with, say, the action elements of it. But other elements, the Quintet team definitely went even a little further. So some of the sickest lines, Freya. Yep, Freya as another one. Call my name on your journey to hell. I forget Brahms' version. I forget what his attack was.
Don't be serious.
Bloody Curse, that's right. That's Brahms. It's been so long since I played Valkyrie, like I know some of them, but I can't remember them all. As soon as someone tells me though, like as soon as you say Bloody Curse, yeah. Then it pops in my head. That's right. That's what it was. But I can't like pull them up, all of them. Time for a Valkyrie profile replay. If I did something like that, I'd probably have to like set it apart from, say, a bunch of other longer games, because Valkyrie Profile is a lot longer than, say, like Illusion of Gaia. And then, obviously, I did Dragon Quest, but that one I played separate from longer games too. But Valkyrie Profile is a long game, and I'd have to probably refresh myself on the exact path of true ending, because I'd probably want to do true ending, and I'd forget the yeses and the nos for each step. Because if you pick the wrong thing, then it's just like, nope, now we're not getting the true ending because you picked the wrong one. Yeah, even with a guide, it's, yeah, exactly, easy 30 hours. I'd say for most people, probably, obviously, second playthroughs and such, but it has been a while. But second and third and fourth, it'll be faster. But first playthroughs for a lot of people, you're looking at like 60 hours, oftentimes. If it's one of the lower endings, the worst ending, it's more like 45 to 50. But I mean, that's still long. And then if you want the true ending, you get that extra 10 hours into it. So it's crazy just how long Valkyrie Profile is compared to a lot. Yeah, no guide like 50, 60, exactly. It's super long. But it had the nice combo system, the action system. Don't be in such a hurry, wait for everyone else. So I think I have to maybe search. I remember this one always took a little longer getting the Nazca lines to go down. Because you have to do like a certain talk order, like a summon order. Might have even been to use the melody of the memory. I need to get one of them to move so I can talk to them again. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay, what? Don't go too far. If I had to search something. You want a Valkyrie Profile remake by the same people who did Star Ocean 2 remake? That would be cool. I wonder what they would like add or change. Where was my update? What did I have to touch? Have to walk somewhere? Or a position that I'm not in? What am I missing? I remember getting stuck here as a kid because it updates in such a way. But I don't remember what I had to do to get the next update. Search, search, search. Nope, nothing there. Just want to get to the Sky Garden game. Come on now. Hoping they do backup assist, then you could throw a mage on an assist button instead of being a back row character. That they could do. Yeah, that could be cool. Non-combo menu AoE magics. That would certainly be a change, because I mean... Oh, there we go. Onyx, welcome in. How was stream? What were we up to? Coral Island. Ooh, more Coral Island. How did Coral Island go? Sagan, welcome in. Sorry to hear about the winter storm, but glad to hear. It was something, yeah. It was more like a hurricane too. It was warm, Sagan. Like when the storm was going through. 50 degrees. 80 to 90 mile per hour gusts. Can you imagine that? Like the sustained winds were only like 30 miles per hour. But the gusts were so gigantic, it was making my trees, my tall 100-foot trees in the back, go sideways. I'm surprised more trees didn't break. Surprisingly, only a few on the street broke. There were tons of trees down all over the state, but on the street itself, only a few trees broke. Lots of branches broke. But I would have expected more considering how strong the gusts were. And they were on and off for 24 hours. And that's why we ended up losing so much electricity. Great. Played some Coraline for my last stream before Christmas. Oh, it's going to be your last one before Christmas. Well, I hope it went really well. I hope it was very festive then. Just read about it and saw some photos. Yeah. There were a couple people who got killed. One was in a tractor and got killed while they were in a tractor moving a fallen tree. And then another tree or another piece of a tree or something fell and literally killed them in a tractor. Which is crazy to think about because usually you'd think a tractor would protect you. But it didn't. You had a bad storm the other day too. Yeah, this one hit up and down at least half the East Coast, but I don't think it was quite as fast everywhere. I want to say it was a bit slower down south. And then I think as it creeped along the coast and went up north, it just sped up the winds and just kept getting hit by those like hurricane levels. Same storm, our pine trees, we thought for sure they were going to snap. Yeah, I'm surprised more didn't snap, J-Dog. Because you must have been getting hit by those same gusts. At like those same 80 to 90 mile per hour gusts where you are. Only a few branches throughout the yard, not a huge deal. Yeah, unfortunately we had two great pines which looked like tanks. They were built by tanks, and they're the ones that broke on my yard. Everything else was branches. And like some of the trees that looked like they would have snapped long ago, they survived somehow. And the one that like broke, the double that broke, they look like they'd never break to a storm. And it just didn't make sense to me. I've seen something very similar down south once before I moved up to the Pacific Northwest. I think the worst time I've seen here is like 1/4 what it sounds like what you dealt with. I mean, down south they get hit by big hurricanes ton. I think it just, for whatever reason, the wind gusts, I don't know why. This wind, normally I would expect it in August. Or something like at the center of hurricane season. From like a hurricane that was like, say, level 3 hurricane that when it hits the Gulf, it shrinks and then becomes like a strong tropical storm or a level 1 hurricane or something. And that didn't happen. This was literally not even supposed to be a hurricane, as far as I know, and it made stronger winds than they did. I don't understand it. It's crazy. You had it 65 down where you were, J-Dog. That's still pretty fast. That's still a very massive storm. So yeah, it increased in speed as it went north, which is strange. Normally things don't increase in speed the north it goes. It usually, as it's hitting areas, it slows down most of the time with storms. But this time it just sped up faster and faster. In Florida, it was just day wind, heavy rain, and a flood zone, so our roads were so bad. I mean, down in Florida, you guys get hit a ton by even worse storms, so... But at least it sounds like at this time of year, maybe you don't get hit by storms nearly that bad. But I mean, you guys get hit by, like, level 3 hurricanes and such a lot. 2 and 3. Mom lives a few towns north of us. The bay was in her... Wow. The bay went all the way through her street. That is... Yeah, the flooding was huge everywhere as well. There were 2 feet of water from the bay in a road. The police closed it down. Yeah, to get water that far is crazy. Never experienced 90-mile-per-hour gusts. I kind of want to. You don't. I mean, you might... If you had 10 minutes maybe just to see what it looks like, yeah. But over a length time, it... I mean, I'm pretty safe. We've cut down all the big trees that could potentially hit a house. So, there's no tree to hit my house. But there's trees in our yard all over the place. And if a tree just bends, you just get scared though, like it's gonna mess up all over your yard and break things in your yard that aren't your house, or it's just gonna knock one tree over the next. And then you're mostly worried though about the roads, because if it's doing crazy stuff to the trees in your yard, the ones on the roads that slap over power lines, that's why everyone loses power, then it's like, how many of those are gonna fall down? What about people driving on the roads? Or you don't ever want to be driving on the roads in like 90-mile-per-hour gusts. Then it's like, what if a giant tree falls down on my car? It's going to kill me. It's going to crush me flat. So I literally went for a walk during the storm, and I turned around. I'm like, yeah, no. And this was at the tail end when it slowed down. It was no longer 90-mile-per-hour gusts. It was half the speed. And I was still freaked out to take a walk. So I went like half the distance, and I turned around. I'm like, no. This is half the speed it was before, and I don't feel safe. That is how... And that was half the speed. At the peak. I was inland. I'm from Tennessee. I actually had school taken out by a tornado. And oh my goodness. And did it completely just like rip off the roof, or did it completely level the school? West Coast about to get hit with a winter storm, but I just suspect a regular snowstorm. Snowstorm's a little better unless it's like ice. Ice sucks. Not much this time of year, but we did get hella hurricanes. This one blocked me from going to work, so that was the only thing that really... Oh, excuse me. Had to call out. Yeah, this has great music. Has great story, has great art, great music on it, great gameplay. This is just a very good game overall. And it's not too long. 15, 20 hours, roughly. I'm out in a 60-mile-per-hour gust before once, and it was definitely a better experience for you. Yeah. Even at 60. Even when you're at 45-mile-per-hour gusts, you're already feeling a little worried. 60, you're worse. Once you get to 80, 90 for a peak, no. When you can see trees that are 100 feet tall look like they're slinkies, and you're wondering how the hell they're not ripped off the roof or snapping in half or throwing things like a bullet or a slingshot at you, then yeah. 90-mile-per-hour can topple a semi if it catches broadside. Yeah, if things hit the wrong way and those aren't secure, fast gusts can do it. Now, usually with gusts, though, they're short things, so, like, it's different from sustained winds. So a semi, even if it got hit by gusts, a lot of times, assuming it's not moving, would probably only tilt a little bit and then go back down if it was hit the wrong way for a short sustained burst. were like sustained winds, if that was a sustained 90 mile per hour, that would just topple the semi with no chance of it recovering. That would actually probably break windows in a sustained one without gusts. But with gusts, if it hits the wrong way, you can definitely get shakes. And if it's driving and taking a turn and then a gust hits, yeah, it could totally flip it. Don't want to drive in that? Yeah, you don't. The closure bridge is at 35 miles per hour. 35 mile per hour sustained winds, I assume. Because 35 usually with gusts isn't too bad. 35 gusts, a little windy. But sustained winds are usually in the 20s at the most with 35. Sustained winds, yeah. Yeah, because sustained winds are a little different than the gust winds. Gusts is the force ones, like you'll hear like a train sound with the sustained winds. So like out here, you could hear the sustained train sounds kind of muffled, but then you'd hear this sweeping thing that sounded like and that would constantly happen, like, 3 times a minute here and there. Crazy stuff like that outside the window. Like the wind impression, nice impression. It's the best I can do. Oh yeah, K-Fi, I totally forgot that you were in Tennessee. That's true. I totally forgot about that. Pine tree, I'm guessing that's what we have, those firs that never snap. Yeah, I have lots of different pine trees. We have evergreens, we have Norwegian spruce, different types of spruce trees, different types of fir trees. The big ones that bent over, I believe, are... I want to say it's Norwegian spruce. I'd have to compare, actually. But I think it's the Norwegian spruce. The ones that broke in my yard were evergreens, I believe. I'm pretty sure they were evergreens. Which is crazy, because evergreens are usually shorter and built like tanks. And these were older ones, look like they're built like tanks, and they snapped. And I don't understand what happened. Live in Oklahoma, so I'm used to the wind. Yeah, you got worse wind out there with all the tornadoes. Then, like up here, we get wind sometimes in the winter, sometimes in the spring, and sometimes late summer. But usually it's for short periods. And usually in the winter, it's not quite as bad. But the last 2 winters, it's been really windy for whatever reason. I was in like 2nd grade or something. I was really worried someone was there until my mom reassured me it'd be empty. Happened at like 3 a.m. Ooh. Yeah, that scary stuff like that when you're younger, that can really get terrifying. Oh yeah, we get tons of snow up here. And then J-Dog's still up in the area where you get tons of snow. We get worse than snow. Where we're located, we get ice storms. We don't just get snow. We get blizzards. We get ice storms. Ice storms aren't nice. Ice storms will bend your trees over and freeze them in place for weeks. Literally. Like, imagine your trees bent over in arches. Frozen in ice. And they just, like, it looks cool when the sun comes out. Because it does the shine. But to think that ice and snow together could do that to a tree and just freeze it there for 2 weeks is crazy. Yeah, ice storms are awful. We lost power when I was younger for 10 or 11 days. And then some people lost it for 3 or 4 weeks from an ice storm. Like the whole state where I'm at. Pretty much everyone lost power for at least a day. Then in the cities and stuff, they lost it for 2 to 3. And in suburbs, at least a week. And then rural areas and stuff. And the further out you go, longer and longer. Fun fact about ice storms, absolutely devastating to yeah. Ice storms are devastating to everything. Driving on the road, rail, power lines, you name it. Ice storms are... I hate ice storms. Like, I always hope for snow. I don't care how much snow. I will take snow over an ice storm. Ice storms suck. You try to step off and walk on ice, you will trip. Imagine no friction. Like, literally, you can have the flattest road with this tiniest little like divot. Say let 2-degree ramp, let's say, between your house and the road. Ice, when it's like an ice storm ice, freshly made and cold, step outside, you slip, and then your whole body goes to the road. And you can't like grab anything very easily. You have to find and hope and you find that place where the ice built up to give you something to grab. And then trying to get back to your house isn't easy because you have nothing to grip. Everywhere you grip is more ice. So you need to find like rough areas that even with the ice encasing it is rough enough that you can grab.
The ancients were amazing. I wonder why they made this.
Up until now, I've done this place.
Must be great to paint such a huge painting on natural canvas.
Talk about it when everyone comes back. The mystic statue that spoke of somewhere on this plane. Thought I'd seen the paintings before.
But doesn't this condor look like a Cygnus?
Of course, I hadn't noticed. Ice storms are worst? Yep. When I moved up here, I took a train from Memphis. Went through Montana in -14. We passed through an ice storm briefly. It caused the train to catch on. Holy crap. Like, I can see where that would happen. It hit it angled the wrong way. Then the metal will spark. And the spark hits the wrong line. It cause a fire. But even worse than that is, yeah, like them just trying to drive off. Oh my goodness. Type of cold I cannot even comprehend. And it's funny. It's all it needs to be is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, Onyx. As long as it's below 32 degrees, it just needs to be ice. If it's ice below 32 degrees and it stays below 32 degrees, it's going to be like that. It doesn't even need to be like -20 or -30 or -40 to get bad ice. It just needs to be literally a degree or two below it. And just as long as it never goes above it, it'll be pretty bad. -23, you just don't feel cold anymore. Out here we get -10 and 15 every once in a while. I've had wind chill where it was -48. So imagine with the wind and the cold, it feeling like -48. That was cold. It wasn't... The actual temperature wasn't -48, but because of the wind, it froze you, like, made you feel that you were in -48. And that, no. I don't even like 0, let alone negatives. Negatives suck. Go 10, welcome in. Hope your day's been going well. Technical explanation they gave us. There was a slight break in the conduit covering the wire. The ice storm caused it to freeze up. Motion caused it to crack more than the electricity heat up the ice up, converted to water, and caused an electric fire. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. We don't really get below 32. Yeah, the lucky thing, I suppose, you get the hurricanes, which is awful, but you have the lucky aspect that you don't really get the ice storms or below the 32 where you're at Onyx. Once it got to 0 degrees Fahrenheit, my eyeballs feel like they're freezing. Yeah, you have to be bundled up when you're really cold like that. I mean, look at it. We see Cygnus. But ancient people probably just saw a condor.
I got it! Look where the rocks are on the ground. They're positioned like the stars in the constellation of Cygnus.
Of course, Cygnus has 9 stars and there are 9 stones. Where's the red star that appeared recently? They just said... Dang it, now I forgot what they were saying. Right? Head? Okay, maybe it was right foot. Nope, maybe it's tail. Last cool job is I worked on wind turbines in Montana. It was normal to be under 0 daily for 3 to 4 months. Dang, yeah, Montana is a place that gets really cold. I think its temperatures overall are probably colder than we are here because inland that cold builds up during the middle of winter. And then they have the mountains. Jess, welcome in. Billimus, Caleb, welcome in. Hope everyone's having a good day. Just stay out of the Midwest if you hate cold winters, exactly. Thank you, Billamus. Yeah, in the Midwest, they get the cold that comes over the mountains. It's in the middle of the landmass, and because of that, it just gets so cold in those places. It's crazy. Baron, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, welcome raiders. The wind never stops either. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, yeah, because you have the same wind funnel as like Tornado Alley up near Montana. So that's going all the way up there, so they'll have crazy winds too. I think the only thing that happens less there, I think they're less prone to ice there as opposed to snow. They still get ice there. Anywhere that's like so high up gets ice. But I think they tend to more get blizzard snow than they do ice. But it's still awful because the amount of snow you get then has its own issues. How did stream go though, Baron? And what were we up to? Don't think I've been weather cold in minus 25. Plymouth wants to go to Antarctica though, but didn't get picked up yet. That'll be somewhere around minus 40. Oh. Yeah, I actually saw something recently on Antarctica, like the buildings they use. Just make sure that you go to one of the areas closer to the coast, because the ones in the center, you're like stuck, you're locked off for 6 months with like no ability to get back to the coast in Antarctica. And they only have like, depending upon the station, I think like 50 people, or I think the biggest one has like during that lock-off period, like 100 people. I think in the summer they have 3 times that amount, but... And then the really big one on the coast, I think, has 1,000 people in the summer. I was watching a TikTok of a guy near the South Pole pouring a Coke and seeing it freeze. More interesting than that, I've been up on Mount Washington a few times, and it's so windy up there that they get wind speeds of 200 and I think it was like 215. And it's so windy that the wind chill factor gets so cold during the winter. Everything turns to dust. Like, it doesn't even freeze like an icicle. It just turns to dust. Like snow immediately. Whatever is liquid, pour it out, turns to dust. Pour it out, turns to dust. It's crazy what it does. Yeah, 200 miles per hour wind. I mean, I was getting gusts at 80 to 90. And that knocked my power up. And I don't even want to know what. I mean, I've been up there, and when I was up there in the summer, and I got to stand on top of it with the wind blasting, the highest point on the station on top of it. They normally don't let people up there. I was able to go up there. It was cold in the summer. It felt like the winter in the summer. And the wind was blowing me so strong, it felt like I was in the middle of a tornado. Like, it was pushing me. And I was on a little thing with the rail. And I'm like, this is great. I couldn't hear. That's how loud it was. That's how much wind. That was the summer. That wasn't even the winter. That wasn't when it was cold. Oh, yes. Marvelous view. But right on top of the station there, chilly. Even when you're not on top of the station, even when you're on like the lower part going into the station, still windy, still chilly. But on top of the station with it, way more intense. Way more intense. Got a raid and run, but going at EO2 for some more today. Need some... Oh yeah, at Trinaudius 2 for more today. Need some eats. Nice. Thanks for the good luck, sir. Love to go to Antarctica. I'm fascinated by extreme weather. Oh yeah, I can imagine the type of weather they get in Antarctica. Because of work experience and military background, I have some honest opportunities to go to Antarctica. It's a bit tough to get work. The hottest I've been in was 144. So extreme weather just comes with the nature of the work. 144? Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm trying to think of the hottest I've been in. Like, I've been to Florida when it's been summer and it's been hot there. And I've had hot days up and down the East Coast when I was younger, on hot days. But I think the hottest I've been in was somewhere between 105, 110. I can't even imagine 144. Now, I suppose the advantage is, was it dry or was it humid 144? Because 144 dry is going to feel a lot nicer than 144 humid. If it's 144 humid, I can't imagine what you were feeling in that case. That must have made a sauna look nice in comparison. Because when you hit 115 to 120, you have to wear gloves. Because touching just about anything will give you... yeah. Even when it's like 90, you touch like metal. Burn. So 115, 120, yeah, definite burn. And 144, I can't imagine. Yeah, 110 in Fahrenheit in Thailand happened a couple days I was there. We had to be careful, I can imagine. 122 plus 80% humidity, and that was 122 at 80% humidity state. Oh my goodness, 80% humidity. What the hell? That is awful. Your steering wheel reaches over 140 in summertime. The steering wheels get hot. They get crazy hot. Put them in the... Don't put it... You need to put... That's why I always try to park in the shade.
What an exciting experience.
Not bad. It's as exciting as inventing something. There's a tile buried in the sand. When its foot touched it, there was a rumbling sound. Tried Death Valley 136 Fahrenheit. I wonder if that same area where K-Fight got the 144, or if it was somewhere else. K-Fight, where were you when you got to 144? Just making 120 in any humidity gives you perspective. Oh yeah, anything that hot's gonna feel like crap. But if it's 120 and above, and it's humid, like, oh my goodness. Because, like, even when it's, like, if you get, like, 100% humidity, and it's on a warm front, and it's, like, 68, 69, 70, it still feels worse. I would rather be 95 with 0% humidity than 70 with 100% humidity. Because that's just what the humidity... In the Middle East in the middle of summer. Oh, so it must have been pretty dry there then, if it's the Middle East. Or at least I assume. I don't know if it ever gets humid in the Middle East. But I would assume that it must have been pretty dry there. So at least it wasn't super humid in that case, I wouldn't think. But you'd know more than I would, obviously. I've never been to the Middle East, so I wouldn't know how their feeling of weather feels like. Except that it's very hot, obviously. That much I know. Last summer was the first time over 25 days a month was over 100 in Louisiana. Louisiana gets humid too. So, yeah, that must have been unpleasant. One year Portland got hit by the heat wave. We almost never have that kind of humidity here, but it's an experience. Yeah, anywhere that gets hit by the heat waves, it's not going to be nice. I want to go to Death Valley, but not sure your truck can handle it. Yeah, I didn't even think about that because, like, yeah, even in the temperature, you have to worry about the temperature in your vehicle. You have to worry about the tires. You have to worry about a lot of stuff like that because you don't want to get stranded in the middle of Death Valley with no help. Comparison local news kept using, we were 1 degree warmer than Death Valley that day. Wow. That's crazy that you still... Even where you were located, 1 degree warmer than Death Valley. Because Death Valley's, I believe, has the highest average temperature and highest humid temperature combined on both fronts, I believe, in the world. Which is strange. You usually don't think Death Valley, where it's located, you'd think the Middle East and the Sahara would have higher, or Australia in the middle of the desert would be higher. But apparently Death Valley's has the highest average in the world. Get hella crazy rain in the Middle East, the entire desert turns into chocolate ice cream, like it's kind of mud you see spelunking. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I sort of understand some places, like between the two rivers, with like the Euphrates, Mesopotamia got its name because of the rivers and because of the rain. But it's not... You don't see the grass and stuff nowadays. So, that makes sense. So that you're mentioning the rain and chocolate ice cream. If it ever hits 120s in Louisiana, people would be in trouble. Humidity was in the 90s almost. Yeah. I mean, they get heat strokes in Louisiana as it is. Deserts are wildly cold at night, crazy temp during the day. The rare waters basically being floods for sure. Humidity is worse than dry heat if you weren't prepared for it. 100% dry heat. You just have to be disciplined to drink water regularly and don't exert yourself. Exact. Humid heat, though, you have to make yourself sick drinking water. Salt right in the hotter it gets, it's a whole different... Exactly. Yeah, it feels like drinking doesn't help you. Sometimes even pouring water on yourself and things like that don't really help you. They help you a little bit, though. But when it's humid and it's really hot, nothing feels like it's helping. You just don't want to be outside. You want to be inside with air conditioning when that happens most of the time. That's what you want to be. I think I probably drink close to 40 to 50 bottles of water a day. Holy crap. I was doing as little as possible. I mean, it 100% makes sense. At temperatures like that, humid days, drinking, you'd need that water. You're trying to keep an elderly guy alive in that. Wasn't easy. Portland from 30% air conditioning homes to 70% in a year. I mean, I imagine. Just 122 and 80% humidity. That's going to bump air conditioning units way up. Something's coming down. Woo, woo, woo! Okay, I think we're going up to Sky Garden now. There's a strange garden floating in the sky over Nazca. On the ground, Neil and my friends look like tiny ants going back and forth. Could the paintings be an airport for the Sky Guard? We meet again. You're a strong boy to have come this far. Okay. This Sky Garden is our mode of transportation. There are 4 crystal balls in 4 locations. Find each one in clockwise order. Okay. Drop off the cliff at the front and back to find the upside down world. Oh, I can't use Frieden right now. I want to get Frieden. So I was away for a bit, got hit by the bad storm, huh? Yep. It was unpleasant. Over 50 hours without electricity. The wind gusts were terrible. It's been pretty bad, Jess. Not fun in the slightest. But luckily I have power back now. And things seem to be working fine. So hopefully that'll be my electric power outage. Big one for the winter. Probably not. We'll probably have another case, but that's going to be my hope. Got the same. Yeah. And J-Dog's near too, so J-Dog got hit by it as well. School of Hard Knocks come for us all, it seems. Yep. Made a lot of dumb choices in my life, but I've seen a lot of interesting things and a lot of it. I mean, you got to go around places. You got to go to the Middle East and other places as well. So, I mean, you get to see some cool sights that way. Experience some things that most people don't get to experience. Terranigma or Illusion of Gaia? That's a good question. I want to say Illusion of Gaia has more consistently good songs. Like, both of them have consistently good music. Consistently great music. I want to say Illusion has more of them more often. And Terranigma has really amazing ones, but less often. Is how I would classify them. Been on 5 continents and 14... Holy crap. Way more. I've been to the US and Canada. That's where I've been. 2. A whole 2. And on 1 continent. So yeah, you're well above average. when it comes to experiences of most people, I think. Most people do not get to experience that many different places. So I have to go to South America, I want to go to Bolivia and Uruguay really bad, and Antarctica. Antarctica, if you ever get to, like, go there, yeah, that's something then you'll really be able to say, like, hey, I've been somewhere that basically no one's been to. I've been to Antarctica. Because I don't imagine more than, say, 10,000 or so people in the world, maybe 15,000, ever go to Antarctica in, like, the whole set of lifetime. Alex, welcome in. Illusion of Gaia is really good. And yeah, Soul Blazer's good too. And beyond that is Terranigma as well. And I guess you could throw in ActRaiser, both those games in there, because they are similar themed, and there's Robo-Trek. I actually haven't done Robo-Trek, aside from like a little test. My brothers played Robo-Trek. But that one's more straight JRPG. And then obviously ActRaiser has the simulation building and action part. And those ones are action platformers as opposed to the top-down of Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma. If I make it to Antarctica, I'll snap some selfies with some penguins just for you. Yeah, you better do that. Now I'm going to hold you to that. If I don't get penguins, you get to Antarctica, and I don't get penguins, we're going to have a stern talk, sir. See? Now you have to do it. Yeah, it's a very different type from what I know. I mean, like, I know a little bit about it, even though I haven't played it. Not, like, the direct story, but I know the elements that are involved with it. Like, kind of like the thematic lore a little bit. Penguins! ActRaiser 1 and 2 and Soul Blazer are more casual plays if you want to get a lot out of it, but you have to have a reception mindset for Gaia and Terranigma. Yeah, in Gaia and Terranigma, you can get lost a little bit, I feel like, compared to the others. Because they do have some weird triggers at a few parts, which I'm not sure why they triggered things in such a way, but they made such choices. And then you'll be like, am I doing things right? And sometimes you are doing things correctly. You just don't recognize that you're doing things correctly until it suddenly works. And it's like, oh, I just had to do it longer. Was it a timed element? Ah, crap. Still got hit. Need Frieden. Fighting these things without Frieden is not good. That is good, though. I will take the defense increase. Gotta jump there. Or no, is that the original jump? No, that was the jump we did. It came around here. Okay, so we want to jump over there. And then there's another jump there we want to go to. Okay. So, top left and bottom right. Tried two of the Gaia games at most. One was on PlayStation, the other on SNES. PlayStation. Oh, I guess I wanted to go to the bottom right one. I'm trying to think what would have come out as part of like a collection. Because like all of the base quintet games will be SNES. Okay, wait, actually I think that opens up. That's how we get there. Might be misremembering the PlayStation one. Is that the one where you place the locations? Okay, so that's... Oh, I mean, there's Legend of Mana. There's also... That would be a mana game, though. But I guess it has some similarity, if that's what you're thinking about. Another one where you place things is Dark Cloud. And then there's also a Dark Cloud 2. But Dark Cloud 2, that's PlayStation 2. I forget what one Dark Cloud's for. If that was PlayStation 1 or 2, the first one. Did I have to go to the left? How come I can't get over there? I need to get down there. What did I miss? Oh, maybe it was the bottom left one. I thought I'd gone to that one already, but apparently I didn't. Legend of Mana sounds right, okay. Legend of Mana is a great game. It's an awesome game. I get, though, that how that one absolutely could be 100% confusing to people. Because it's non-linear. Okay, what the hell is that? You found the crystal ball. Gonna do Popful Mail? Yep. Trying to hit lots of good games. And I love that game. I think it's about one of the one out of the trio Legend of Mana you didn't beat. So basically just keep talking to stuff and then putting down new territories and then just fighting and going through the levels. That's basically how you beat Legend of Mana. And I'm not joking. It doesn't really matter how you go about it. Which is, it's strange like that. But that's also the cool part of it. That man plays Popful without me, right? Well, you know it's coming up. So you should... You're well ahead of the time. You know it's coming up. So that way you know not to miss Popful Mail. Sounds like your experience with it, yeah. I think people are expecting they're like doing something wrong in Legend of Mana. Or they're expecting that... Do I really want to fight here yet? Am I doing everything in the town's quest correct? Or... And then if they start to see that it's non-linear, like, do I really want to make this choice or make that choice? Like, don't worry about it. It's basically how you go about it. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just literally just run through the areas and place it down as you wish. It's kind of like a build-your-own-town simulator. But most people wouldn't necessarily know that because the other Mana games don't do that. But I actually like that facet of Legend of Mana. But yeah, they probably could have made it a little more clear. Maybe I'll just ride now anyways. What now? Then I'll use my special riot shield and protect myself from your riots. Oh, ooh, yeah, I can get between them, okay. Remember switching your partner's characters quite a bit in it. Yeah. Legend Man is probably the only RPG that it's just having the full strategy guide available to literally any player. You can miss so much, not understand mechanics because so much going on. Yeah, you can miss... I mean, you could probably miss half the stuff, honestly. That one is built for replayability, which sometimes is awful. Like, people are like, I want to do 100% of the game. Legend of Mana, I don't know if it's possible to get 100% in one playthrough, but, like, even to get a whole bunch of it, it's like, it's built so that you will get like half the game or 2/3 of the game when you play it. And then next time you play it, you'll have a completely different experience because you only had so many. And then you'll get to play it a third time. And it's usually like by around the 4th or 5th time, it's like, oh, now I've basically seen everything. I kind of gather what I'm doing now on every playthrough. I kind of know how to force everything now. That's kind of the game it is. I place the day of the week, month, elemental sign, whatever else will change was available. Yeah. The back of the garden. There's actually a game that kind of has a similar system in place, but it's not nearly as confusing about it. But if you played the Ogre Battle games, the intro is very Legend of Mana-esque. Because you answer a lot of questions, which determines... I can't get to it. I'm going to need Frieden for him. That alter what your attacks are, what you start with on your army, your alignment and law at the beginning, what your overall character hero stats are, and several small other things at the beginning. And oh, and like attacks ogre also determines, I believe, your element that you start with, like for your element of your character. And Frieden, where are you? It said to do it in clockwise order. If it's clockwise order, Frieden should be here somewhere. But he's not here. Crick, welcome in. You don't like this game? You were playing on a Super... Yeah, you should play it again, not on a handheld. Because this game is awesome. Wait, I thought I killed this thing. Oh, he's blocking my way. Now I see what's going on. Can I push this? I have to hit it this way. Blocking a door. Do I have anything to push it? Like punishment, there was also... Yeah, Tactics Ogre has the same system in place. I love Tactics Ogre. Ogre Battle's so good, yeah. And they're... What was it? The Unicorn Overlord that's like basically Ogre Battle. The normal Ogre Battle coming out. That one's awesome because we haven't had an actual Ogre Battle since Ogre Battle 64. They've been the Tactics ones since then. A great example of how ridiculous small choice affect everything. Some of Legend of Mana. Final Fantasy Tactics. Zodiac's Gender Faith Brave system completely changed how you approach battles, especially not using Orlando and calculators yet. Thank God I have 27-inch CRT with S-Video, makes retro gaming 100% funner. There are some retro games that have the pixels that the dithering that's associated with I don't think I can get Frieden yet though. I probably have to go left now, find a different thing, then go back right or something. But the dithering actually makes certain images on specific games. It's not a lot of them, but blend in such a way that it expands the image. Like, they knew how much visual fidelity you would get with the limit of the pixel data coded into things, and what the TV was capable of extracting that information, which was only like on the higher models 240, I believe, and then 120 and 160. That it actually does some pretty magnificent jobs of it. Audio is super bad. That would ruin your experience, Illusion of Gaia, because you need the music. It has good music, and it. If you don't have the music, you're not going to enjoy it as much. Permadeath for the first 3/4 of the game was always rough. So yeah, in Ogre Battle games in general, Alex, in Tactics Ogre, the permadeath stuff is always present. So it's like, yeah, you just have to deal with it. But it's usually easy enough to keep things alive once you understand what's going on. I ended up getting the latest model of Superboy, and it's like 5 times better than the original release. Yeah, I've never used one of those, so I don't know like the overall experience of the Superboys. Okay, what's this one? Found a red jewel. Oh, I have to hit these to open those up, I see. That one's probably gonna hit that one. Okay. Did nothing. That one did. Oh my goodness. That one did nothing for me. That didn't do anything for me either. I have that. Nope. I think I need Frieden here. Yeah, I need Frieden. So let's try the left path. Oh, wait. Oh, here we go. So hitting those buttons did something up here, huh? I think Unicorn Overload would be a bigger game than even Octopath. Could be. It'd be cool because, like, they always limited the sales of the Ogre Battle games, which is the only reason they're not more known. I don't understand why you would limit the sale of a new IP like that, but that's what they did. I don't really get the logic behind it. Like, there's certain times where limiting stuff makes sense. But that wasn't one of them. Ah, there's where we get Frieden. Favorite SNES RPGs, hands down, Earthbound. I love Earthbound. Earthbound is awesome. I'm really glad you guys do. My brother loves Steam Deck. I love it because he brings his Steam Deck with a port, and we hook it up to my TV when he hangs over here. And we just play games off of it. Do like co-op and such. Like how unique it is. Yeah, I love the uniqueness of Earthbound. I want more games that like use stuff like bats and frying pans and things like that. Tire wrenches, bottle rockets, pop cats, things like that. Handheld thing was getting cluttered after the Switch, and now I'm pretty much down to Switch and Steam Deck for a game with some novel old PC emulation work. My brother's like that, Sagan. He's also basically does everything on like Switch or Steam Deck. It's very similarly. Dragon, welcome in. How is your day going, Ramon? Hopefully things have been good. Hopefully you don't have any terrible storms like I had that knocked me out of commission for a while. Vanillaware plus Atlas making Oathbound March of the Black Queen style game. Yeah. And it looks good from what I've seen so far. Audio and D-pad buttons on Superboy, I didn't like nothing like a fresh Queen. If you have a bad controller, you're going to have a bad time. Let's just be realistic. Controller is everything. People too often look down at the whole control situation. They don't think too much of it. They're just like, it's just a controller. That is huge. If you have the wrong feeling in your hands and it's uncomfortable, that can affect how you play the game. And if it affects how you play the game, it affects how you experience the game. It can make you a very, very unhappy camper. And then you're not going to have fun. And then everything goes downhill. Can I hit from here? Doesn't look like it. So I don't hate Earthbound, but I don't vibe with the setting for some reason. So what's something about the aesthetic? So what parts of Earthbound don't you like, Sagan? Like, I love it, and Mother 3 I need to play because I've not played Mother 3, and my brother loves Mother 3. I'm sure I will too. But I've heard people didn't like Earthbound. They've had similar things like aesthetic. So far, though, it seems mostly to have been like, they don't like the stuff that the people who like Earthbound like, which is, the people who like Earthbound like it because it's unique and has like the different weapons and the different types of fighting. And the people who don't like it oftentimes don't like it for that reason. And it's like weird. But I mean, people are different. But it's odd. Like most other things oftentimes come down to like gameplay and other things like that. But it's something universal. I've heard that for what you've said, where it's maybe something to do with the aesthetic. Which is, it's so uncommon, but does happen. Kind of like how people like Zelda 1, 2 are not as amazing as compared to people who grew up with it. That is true. Doing pretty great, Ramon? Nice. No, but you do love storms. Yeah, you wouldn't have liked this storm, I don't think. Ooh, wow, I missed a punch. Actually don't like Earthbound much. I never played Earthbound as a kid. I tried playing it as much older adult and didn't like it at all. It reminds me of one of those games that's way better if you grew up with it. So, like I said, I think it comes down to the aesthetic K-fight. Like, some people like the style and some people don't. At least that's universally seems to be when I get, like, I dig into it a lot of times. It's just a thing. It's kind of like some people like soccer and some people don't like soccer. Some people like football, some people don't like football. Some people like baseball, don't like baseball. It just is. As long as it doesn't knock my interest out. Yeah, it knocked me out for 50 plus hours, Ramon. But yeah, like, a lot of people, Zelda 1 and 2 aren't their favorite if they didn't grow up with it. I grew up with them. Like, I didn't play Zelda 2 as much because I didn't own it. Owned Zelda 1, played that one a lot more. But I like them even then. But not a great deal. I like later Zeldas better. So if someone like me who's growing up with it and playing as a kid like other ones better, other people who hadn't grown up are probably going to like those ones, newer ones better. After like 5 hours of Earthbound, loved it even more. Yeah, if you really get into it and you like the aesthetics, once you start playing Earthbound more, you're going to love it more and more. The only thing that sometimes comes up on you is it's not a super long game, but it's not a short game. So for some people, like as they're getting to like the final area, they can feel a little fatigued, but that depends on the person. Probably visit one day for achievements. You played it a little bit as a kid, okay. Middle-aged you, I can't connect to the game. Earthbound silly, love it. Welcome in, Rambo. How's your day going? Think you had a similar view of it, Alex. Couldn't get into it. Las Vegas party part of Earthbound. Yeah, where you have like the 5 of them who keep on showing up and you get in like little truck. They're awesome. Zelda 2 never interested you. Like, Zelda 2 is like the most RPG part of like Zelda series because it has the actual like level up system. But if a person doesn't like, say, you know, platformer, action platformer, then they're not going to like Zelda 2. As an example. I think as a kid when I was playing, reminded too much of your rural life or something. My mind classified in the same uncomfortable... Ah. Interesting. But I mean, that's sort of in the same, I guess, venture. Person might not like an aesthetic of something because it reminds them of something that they may either consider mundane in their own life or they don't like it. But if that's the case as well, one thing you might want to try, like as Grick had mentioned, try playing it again. See if maybe it doesn't affect you in that way as well. And maybe you'll like it better. So one thing to think about Earthbound. Much like this game, on its surface, Earthbound seems silly. It's not. It is deep as doo-doo. Like, super deep. It is really emotionally taxing. There's some twisted, messed up things in Earthbound. It is a dark story covered in light sunshine and rainbows. That's the way the Mother series works. They are very emotionally specific, character-specific stories covered up by a surface that doesn't look like it at all. But you won't know that until you experience the whole game. If you don't know Earthbound, you can just spawn enemies also by walking away and take them off screen. Yep, you don't have to run into enemies. If you're strong, they'll run away on their own, and it's like Final Fantasy in that you can do attacks, but it has the Dragon Quest like front ways, and your HP goes down when you get hit. So you can heal even though it's a lethal hit on you as long as you get to it before it reaches 0. Which is all cool things with Earthbound that people don't know. Hard question now. Would you have given up Chrono Trigger being released in anime if you got Terra Enigma instead? Ooh, that's a good question. I like the combat in Terra Enigma better than Chrono Trigger. Both of them have great art. And they both have good music. Huh. It's a very good question. I have to think about that. I feel for me, they're both on like a very similar level. So, I'd say not to change it, but only not because of Chrono Trigger or Terra Enigma, the value of themselves, but because we have Illusion of Gaia. We had a game like Terra Enigma. Obviously, there's differences between Illusion of Gaia and Terra Enigma. We did not have a Chrono Trigger game at the time. I mean, we had games that were like Final Fantasy, but we didn't have like the combo system with a very select, unique art style, that sort of like down isometric style. So it feels like they were uniquely different in that respect. Between, say, Chrono Trigger and other games, which means Chrono Trigger kind of felt like its own thing. And I feel like Terra Enigma would have felt like more of Illusion of Gaia. So in that respect, I feel like it was a good thing we got Chrono Trigger, but I would have loved to have Terranigma at the end SNES at the time as well. Then we need to get in there. What the hell am I missing? Didn't like the transitions to side scroller Rambo. Yeah, the transition from 1 to 2. Yeah, some people didn't like that at all in Zelda, where it went the top-down view. I do think Zelda works better as a top-down like this, rather than the side-scroller. I still like Zelda 2. I like some of the top-down ones better. I like Link to the Past as my favorite. And I like Zelda 2 as much as Zelda 1, but I like Minish Cap more than Zelda 1 and 2. And then Oracle games I like more. Link's Awakening is kind of on the same level as Zelda 1 and 2 for me. Did this let me... I stepped on something, but I'm not sure what it moved up and down. Nope, that didn't do it. Trying to get to Frieden. Said I stepped on it. Maybe I had to push something into something else. Maybe that's what it is. Also, Mother 3 is bad. You gotta play Earthbound. And most people I know love... If they love Earthbound, they love Mother 3. Not always, but... I haven't heard too many people who have disliked one after they've played Earthbound. Let's see, what else? Oh, there's something, like the open space wandering around in a modern setting with vague resemblance to city with a lot of weird stuff going on underneath, hit too close to home. Let's see what I missed. Got to salt a bit super hard for a while, and I have full awareness of the mother storyline. Find it fascinating. Oh, so you know about the story though? At least that. I mean, that's good, but that could also kind of ruin things. Mother was a liar. She is dark. Welcome, Dean. Hope you had a good day. People probably quit in the beginning when they need the pencil eraser. That does happen. People do get lost there. For sure. Maybe I just need to... Maybe I need to be back further. Nope. I need to hit that so I can get in there. So now that I've hit that, maybe this will be able to have something change at the bottom. I have this Japanese-only RPG called God that most of y'all need to play. I think it recently got an English patch. I don't think I've heard of that one. It's my Japanese copy, but there's an English patch. Need to play it. What type of game is God? Trying to... I don't think I've heard that one. God... I've heard of similar ones, but it was like gods of stuff, not God. It's like adult Earthbound. Well, I mean, Earthbound's plenty adult, but I assume you mean like the art style's more adult. I hit him over there. It says when I step on it, it makes a sound, but it's not letting me. I think I need to push that with Frieden is what it is. So I guess I have to go to the left side maybe then. So I still can't do anything here. Unless I can go over here. Nope. Okay. Fourth area. Fourth area is the charm, hopefully. I think when it comes to game aesthetics, I prefer Wild West over most. The Wild Arms series feels like a unique experience to you. Sunset Riders always... Yeah, I like Sunset Riders, and I like certain Wild West type games. I know that K-Fight said he doesn't really like cowboy stuff. I forget, a couple streams ago we were talking about something, and that got brought up. We got brought up with Wild Arms. So I know that he doesn't like that stuff so much. But having a few like that is always kind of cool. No boomerang to hit the switch. Right now I just have Melody. So I don't have like anything to hit them with it. I have a thing with like Frieden, who's another guy I can transform into, who can shoot things. And he'll be able to answer stuff. But like this, you don't get like that sort of item in this. You get power-ups. And if you like hold buttons and such with them. So eventually I get a guy called Shadow, and he like shoots phoenixes as well. They kind of do that stuff, so you kind of have to puzzle it out based on your characters you have. Let's see if we get something on this side, hopefully. Oh, you have to do a jump there. What was your least favorite? Do you like brown everything and lots of diseases? Not everything has brown stuff. Wild Arms 2 was much less brown. And Wild Arms 3 as well. The first one had some amount of brown. The 2 does have a little bit. But in the later ones, they get more colorful. Sunset Riders definitely isn't brown. I do agree that if something is a bit too brown, you sometimes get a very samey feel. And it's awful when that happens. But as long as they understand how to handle the design and the artistic design of it, it's pretty good in my opinion. Cool, Wild West! You say about a fake cart of Terranigma, can't that ruin your NES, the fake carts? The only way it would ruin it is if the mechanical design is incorrect or causes an overheating issue, Rick. A fake cart won't necessarily be a bad thing to it. Obviously, if you know it's fake and you're worried about it, you don't have to do it. But unless it's... Even most fake stuff isn't going to damage it, as long as it fits in it. It won't ruin it. There is a possibility it could, but... Like I said, that would be the rarer case more common. Yeah, if you can feel tight to insert, you could damage it. Like Rambo says, if the insert itself is thicker and it's giving resistance, that is probably the biggest case, but you'll notice that. If it feels like it's giving too much resistance, just don't push it. Don't test it. Things like an overheating thing, it'd be coded in improperly, which, as long as you knew who you were getting the cart from and who made the fake cart, you could avoid that issue altogether as well. Probably played a fake Twinkle Tail for Genesis, never played again, beat the game like Sega. Twinkle Tail's awesome. Love Twinkle Tail. Do you remember what was the only Wild Arms I kind of like? Also, I mean, Wild West as a whole. Rising Zan Samurai Gunman K-Fight was the one that you said you liked. Small caveat, you can watch A Million Ways to Die in the West. Okay. Absolutely cannot watch a TV show or movie set in the setting. They're like Red Dead Redemption, like Wild Arms, Sunset Riders can deal with the Wild West in video games. Yeah, I prefer video game versions over story versions. Story versions are almost always the same story with Wild West stuff. So I definitely agree there. I just can't do a lot of Wild West stuff. I mean, Mandalorian's close to a Wild West thing that I do like for TV. And then there's the robot one. The West. I forget the name of it. West something. Or something West. where a lot of people that look human are robots and all that stuff. Rising Zandeo, and also Tombstone. Also basically total fiction. Yeah. Okay, so this one just brings us back here. What if I double jump? That one just brings us back there. Okay. So. Oops. Don't want to do that one. No, didn't want to double jump. There we go. Okay, there's one other down path at the bottom left. Oh, and then there was also over here. I forget if I went over here. No, I did not. Tell just by this guy. Oh, was that Freedom? Please be Freedom. Give me Freedom, finally. Yay, found him. Found the path that I need. So now I can go into the middle area, because he can do that. And then he can probably also push things. Doo-doo. Nope. Where's my cable line? There we go. I was getting lost there for a second. Let's go get my health back. Got hit by that while I was fixing my cable line. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. He hit anything over here? No. Thought he might have been. Nothing down there either. Can do this. So much easier now I don't have to charge my attack. Dang it. Can't get up that way. Kill this guy. Need to hit that switch. Push this. Nope. Something down here that he can do. Oh, you can kill him. Well, that didn't summon me anywhere. What about down here? Nope. Okay, we have 2 chests. Think our retro 80s and 90s will lose value in like 20 more years, and when the Gen Z won't care about them. Some games have gotten remakes. It'll eventually, some of it'll become collector's stuff, so they'll care from that sense. Some of them will probably get translated to special historical collections and things like that, which will make some of them more known. Eventually, though, like everything else, there'll be a generation where they don't know much about certain era things except as, like, history. What trip this game would be as a modern 3D adventure RPG, that would be interesting to see, K-Fight. But, I mean, it's like everything else. It's always gonna get aged out. And eventually forgotten, except as history. Nothing you can do about that. That's just time in general. I'm sure there's like little games people did back in, you know, like 2000 BC that they used to do back then. They're like, they could just like look and see it and be like, hey, they forgot all about our XYZ game. How could they do that? Had so much fun playing that game as a child. But that's just, like... I think you played this before. This guy looks familiar. This is Frieden. So you have 2 guys you can transform into. Like baseball cards before he's 50s and lose values, just that the need for public ownership dropped. Yeah. Exactly, K-Fight. Never see 25-year-olds in our stream, not to mention... No, there are some 20s. There's people in 20s in certain streams. What you don't see as often are teens. Like, to give an example of someone in 20s, Ruby J, who's around sometimes with the retro community, she is either in college or just out of college, so she's very early 20s. And there are those, though, who have expressed their age and they are in their 20s. You've seen some teens. Yeah, I'm sure there are some. It's just once you start getting into the teens, they're a little rarer. Not completely gone, though. You know, some teens that play retro, but think for them as they don't like watching them, just like playing them. That makes sense. That 100% makes sense. 32, feel like you're the youngest here. I mean, that's a possibility, like, right, like, in this stream. You could be the youngest. Not guaranteed by any means. I forget how old Ellie is. I think Ellie... Can you make this run? Yeah. I think I need to do Will now. Yeah. Need to do Will. Doo-doo-doo. Mixer's chat, because of the numbers, he has a wider range, actually. I've heard people in their 20s in Mixer's chat, and you have a lot of people in their 30s and 40s. And then there's some people who are like 50. I don't know, there are some people above 50 that are on Twitch, though it's rare. Pretty uncommon. I think I need to actually hit that one and then run up that one. You did something to knock that down. That's up. So many switches. That's what I remember of Sky Gardens. Oh, I probably need to push that one with Freedom. So I need to open that somehow. Oh, that's closed. Okay, so that switch is definitely Freedom, so I have to get over there somehow with Freedom. Me watching this purely is linked to nostalgia and learning about other things that existed but never really tried. Yeah, I think that's the case with like a lot of people. Nostalgia plays a role. Then they also, like I said, yeah, like you said, do it to see other ones that are of the same era and more similar styles, but not quite the same game. Like there's an English patch for God, actually. SNES Drunk did a thing about it. All you need, play it. Only second language, Japanese. So even though I played it, probably need to play the English patch as well, okay? A few times I had 4 of us playing N64, Dreamcast, and GameCube. Feels so right. Wish there was more of my friends see my retro games. They go crazy and love it and then forgot it. Surprisingly, I know a lot of people around me who play retro games. Almost 10. I think it's just the region. It's kind of a regional thing. Some people have a lot of people around them who play retro games, some don't. But yeah, I'm not sure how to handle that, not sure what you can do about that, but it is unfortunate when you're the only one around doing something. Matt, welcome in. How's your day going? Feeling good, or better, now that electricity's back, that's for sure, Matt. To be fair, when I was a teen, I couldn't imagine a scenario where I'd be happily sitting around watching someone else playing video games. Dude, I used to joke, like before COVID, I used to joke all the time, like, why would you ever want to watch another person stream? I mean, I had been on Twitch before then, but before it, I'd do that all the time. I'd be like, why? Why would you do that? And then it's like, oh. So now it kind of makes sense. But that was just, it just was a thing that I used to do. Yeah, it just how it happens. So strange to think about, too. Yeah. And a lot of 40 plus who only play modern. I knew that too. I actually do know a number who are older who only do modern stuff as well. I think retro's harder to watch than modern games due to pacing. I think like modern games tend to give you more non-linearity. So when people watch modern games, they still need to knock this one down somehow. Oh, I need to go get Will again. Each run tends to feel more varied, whereas a lot of retro games are more linear and they don't feel varied. It's kind of what it is. Illusion of Gaia's Legend, it is. It is, Matt. Twitch is a good way to stay home and not spend money also. Yep, that's true. You don't have to spend money to get excitement or do some interesting thing. If you're busy spending it, you know, watching and playing and talking and all that. Pacing in retro might be more difficult to watch. Yeah, it's just like it's a different style completely. I think there's more stuff to look out for in modern games that SNES could only have so much happening on screen. Exactly. Just because of how they were developed and the teams and the sizes and the amount of money they had behind it. And then obviously they've learned stuff about design since all of that plays a big role. Can I get to where I need to go over here now? How do I hit that switch? That's locked out. Nope. Oh, wait. Can I hit that from... I wonder if Frieden can shoot that even though it's off the screen. Yeah, because these just down again for whatever reason. So I have to get Frieden again. Getting a lurk, okay. Enjoy the lurk, Matt. It was a super easy example. How easy it is to watch Resident Evil. Use a viewer also watching for all the spots. Something spooky can pop out. Yeah, so you have like all the different little reaction points, I guess you'd call them. If you're watching something like, say, Elden Ring or Elder Scrolls, everyone plays it different, not only the way they play, but the path they take and the decisions they make. Same thing with, I guess, things like Baldur's Gate. Decisions people make have effects on different quests. What's another good example? And then with Dark Souls, the builds people use. Pete Dorr got me on Twitch as I was watching his YouTube. Came out about 4 years ago. His YouTube came out about 4 years ago. I think I've seen some things from him. Not off the top of my head, like a specific episode or anything is coming to me, but I know I've definitely seen some stuff. Some of the video. Oh, he came to Twitch. But I've definitely seen his stuff, even not like Twitch associated. Okay. And I hit this one from here. No, that's not it. Okay. So we need to go back to the second area with Frieden. We're missing something to do this part. I don't necessarily like where new games head. Some are cool, but stuff like Apex Legends and Fortnite are not for you. I played Fortnite a lot. I know there's actually a lot of people in retro, like Goten and Vanessa and a few others who do occasionally, more often dabble in Fortnite, not on stream, but off stream. I played a ton of it, but watching it, it's not really something I really watch. I just don't really watch battle royales. They're just not something that I care to watch necessarily. Look at Mario Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom. Mario games, people love to watch them. Yeah. Well, I mean, part of that's also because of the new big thing, and if you're a bigger streamer, you want to constantly do the new big things, so that's what they always do. Come over here already, you stupid sword. Can you push them? Yeah, we need to get something that'll push these. I can't seem to push it with either thing, so I'm probably going to get an item somewhere. Can I push him if I ram into him? No. According to my 10-year-old nephew, all else is lame. I mean, 10-year-olds are gonna do what 10-year-olds do. You're never gonna get the sub-teen crew. If it's not a game that they're playing in school, or like the big hit kids game. I know that Mixer jokes all about it, like Roblox and Minecraft is what he says. And that's what kids do. That's what they like. Some of these little kids are 14 or called Fortnite. It's kind of scary how fast they think and how good the game is. I mean, that's always been even the case with lots of games. Even back in the day. So, I remember I was doing competitive stuff during... I was playing a game. It was Resistance Fall of Man, which... It was a huge game. The later ones weren't. For the PlayStation 3 era, that Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era. And there were 2 kids in it who were actually quite competitive at the time. And they'd show up in some of these matches. And one of them was 12 and the other one was 9 or 10. Like, I'd played with them before, both as not just an opponent or as a friendly. So even back then, like at the time I was in college, but you just don't think about necessarily that stuff. But yeah, I mean, I was playing games continuously since I was a kid, like lots and lots of games of wide varieties. I didn't do competitive stuff at all on games until I was, though, about 13, which is still quite young. I mean, I'd played, like, friendly competition with, like, friends and stuff. But... I just noticed, like, 6 years ago, how good kids are. Yeah, but like I said, it's always been the case, Rick. It just, more kids are introduced to gaming nowadays. So you'll have a greater share of some of the kids who will play games. Because back in the day, gaming was seen as the nerdy thing. So a lot of people didn't necessarily involve themselves with games. And they weren't as advanced as they are today, or as widespread and sold as much as they are today. So you just heard less of it. Look at how hardcore that was in the complex fighting games as a teen to be equally scary. Yeah, so like there, it's like I did stuff when I was a teen. K-Fight did stuff when he was a teen. I don't know if Mixer was a teen when he started his little stuff that he did with it. But like I said, even when I was already in college, you had 9 and 10, 12-year-olds. And I'm sure there were some even before then that were at that age when they were doing it. It just, that's how it happens. What was I doing? What did I just get? I broke something. I got... Oh, the crystal ball. That's right. So that's the second one. So hopefully now they've broken on this side. That'll open up something on the third area, which I haven't been able to figure out up to this point. And then that'll open up something for the fourth area, hopefully. Played Street Fighter 2 when it was new, and competition any arcade could get heat. Yeah. Oh. Competitive stuff has been super huge. I know some people have been, when they've done the stream things, it's like, man, people get too angry at competitive stuff nowadays, and back when I was doing competition, I'm like, all I'm thinking is no, it was super heated back then. People insulted each other all the time. They got in fights. Let's not joke about that stuff. It was the same then nowadays. We don't need to talk about differences of back then and now and act like it was any different. That doesn't need to come with nostalgia. Nostalgia we can keep to the games themselves. Not literally make up untruths about what happened. Cap was telling us fights broke out when he was a kid at arcades. Yeah, exactly. People were still getting in fights calling each other names then. The only difference that's changed is the lingo, the language of what people would call each other. The exact way they'd go about fights. But it still happened back then, it still happens nowadays. Just, also you see it more often on stream nowadays because people stream more now when they get heated on stream. You see it, if they do. If they're doing competitive games on stream. Obviously, people still get heated at non-competitive games on stream from time to time, but... Yeah. Killer's Instinct came around with the killer combos, got real bad, stopped playing. Capcom vs. Marvel came out, couldn't belt out the air combos. And like all the fighting games, they're all slightly different. Like a lot of them nowadays are very complex combo heavy. And they have a mix of different states oftentimes between characters. Like the characters themselves have multiple states. Whereas combos oftentimes in the older days weren't necessarily combo chaining heavy. They'd still have combos and combo chaining, but they were shorter bursts of combos. And they didn't really have too many character states when you were playing them. So it's interesting to see. Wait, can I run up there now? The differences, though. No. See if they say anything else. Can't do anything there. Sit in clockwise order. I mean, that's his only hint, I guess, clockwise order. But how am I opening up this one? Have freedom. I break this. I feel like I need to get to that chest in the bottom row. Can't break that. So will does have to break that. So I need will. But there's a switch or something I need to hit. It's gonna open up certain pathways. Something to do with this? That does nothing. If I can get off a Raging Demon against a player, I'm satisfied. And yeah, any little goal, those can make you feel great. Doesn't have to be a big goal. Sometimes little thoughts, little things like that make you feel incredible. Or go back with Willow. I want to jump to the other side so if we can't knock anything else out. No, I need that one open. Okay, so that's all this one does. Oh, it's upside down. That's... yeah, reversed, now that I'm thinking about it. So this was the top right corner over here, okay. Things are making sense now. Surprisingly, as a kid, I got through this area really fast. So I don't remember anything, and I don't know how. I just apparently chose right. I know people get stuck here a lot, but I didn't. But I don't think too deeply about why I did something in the past, so sometimes if I get through something quickly, I don't remember always. Could be I have to hit a switch here and go to the fourth one as well, which is always a possibility too. Okay. This is gonna flip to the bottom right. Okay. Do I want this on or off? I'm gonna assume I want it on. So I'm gonna hit that because that's gonna make the ones at the top on the opposite side flip down. For that switch. So that means the bottom left somewhere should have shut down. At least I think it's bottom left. Yeah. Just want to make sure I know which side everything's happening. Start playing with the Mugen fighting system as number of players and moves is mind-boggling. Plus, if you do like Salty Bet, that's Mugen. You get to see like all the crazy stuff. Barney just going off the wall and obliterating everyone. It's always hilarious. The number of different Barneys just obliterating people as well. Salty Bet's a fun time, yeah. I need to hit something there. Could be that I have to shoot a switch with Frieden there. But wait, I can't get over here with Frieden, so how would I do that? I need to push something onto that. But I need something to push to do it. I think I need to jump down through there, too. How do I push this? I'm gonna try something for a second. Okay. Oh, wait. He's actually... How the hell does his little psycho power... How is that strong enough to pull a big armor like that? Oh, well now I can go back to that other area as well and get that armor thing moved. Okay, so we hit a switch, which will let me... do something. What did that do? Probably did something on top. I'm kind of shocked that he can actually pull that with his little suction blow. What did that change? Ah, it did this. So now we can get to this chest. You found the crystal ball. Okay, I think we're done this area. Let's go back to area 2 first. Let's go into that door that was blocking us. Everything makes sense now. Wondering what I was missing. Wasn't missing much. I just didn't realize that despite how big they are, that he can pull these. Thing up here. Craving baby carrots and blue cheese right now. I'm getting it tomorrow. Oh, that's all this is? It's so I can transform. I'm gonna need will, because I need to... Oh my goodness, why did I do that? I need will, because I need that for the 4th place. Why did I transform back? I mean, maybe if I go back in, I can transform. There we go. Bowl of ramen. I'll probably have some ramen later. Well, so it's funny you bring that up. I usually like chicken flavored ramen stuff, or if I was making it on my own, I'd do noodles and just chicken and pork stuff. Like haven't gone to there's not really ramen restaurants around here, so it's either me making it, or stuff in packets. Can't really do it any other way where I'm at. Do. Now we need to kill... I get this one. I think Frieden might actually be able to use his power to summon as well. It's over here. I don't know if you can't help but find ramen shops. Yeah, some places have a ton of them. And then some places have, like, none. Just like other types of restaurants, some places have, like, a ton of Mexican restaurants, other places don't. Some places have a ton of Chinese restaurants, some places don't. Some have a ton of Italian restaurants, some don't. It's crazy, like, sometimes the regional differences for restaurants. I've been to a little China in New York City. Should go one day and check it out. Probably find a ton of good Chinese food there, if you decide to go to a restaurant there. I'm sure some of it will be quite different than what you would find Can he not summon them? Oh, he can. There we go. Solve the Sky Garden stuff. Corman, welcome back. Got the power? I got the power, exactly. How's your day going, Corman? But yeah, 50 plus hours without power. That's how long I was without it. It was not fun. Not fun at all. Just gonna do that because I don't know if I need him for something. Your HP has increased. Jumping. Like, why even have him there then? Can I drop him onto that? How cold was it? Surprisingly, most of the days were warm. One of them got pretty cold to like minus 18 or so. No, not minus 18, 18 degrees rather. But like the day where I lost power was 50 degrees. So it was pretty warm over there. At least from what it usually is. Normally it would be 20 to 30 here. And maybe lower. Cool Ramen's package to bring home. Got my PSX mod in Chinatown, New York. Oh, really? Did they do anything special with it, Rambo? What about the winter storms? Like, that looks like a hurricane. Yeah, it was basically a hurricane. I don't know why they called it a winter storm. Do you have space heaters? I technically do. I have like 3 of them. But I don't really use them. Usually it's like downstairs with wood or just the general heating that gets used. I don't want to fall, so I'm going to move him. You found the crystal ball. I need to go back there and jump down a second time and get whatever that is. Yeah, that also, there's a... Can't really use them at the same time without electricity, yeah. But actually, you could... When I turn on the generator, I have limited electricity, so I could use them that way. But... At that point, it's just easier to use wood, I feel like. So that's why I use wood. 50 hours without power is crazy, yeah. Anything beyond 24 is bad when you don't have power that long. Allowed you to play any region, any backed up game. Nice. Okay, was there anything else over there? Is that it? I think that's it. I think we've done everything. Just want to double check. Sure, we've done. Dude, let's check all the way up to the right as well. I think that's everything. Yeah, because that just goes back to the beginning. Unless there's something over here. Most of your houses in New Orleans don't have fireplaces. That's unfortunate. Can't ever get cozy then. I mean, I kind of understand. I get the reason. But no cozy. Not nice. We want cozy. We want happy. Happy times and cozy times. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oops, wrong one. Other one. Yeah, and do you even, does it even get below, say, 32 in Louisiana? Or, like, as a usual temperature? What would you say is your, like, low throughout the year? If it drops into the 60s, everyone here is wearing thick jackets and... Wow. See, in 60 degrees, I'm in a shorts and a t-shirt. Usually. Pretty much. 2 days a year might drop below freezing. Gotcha. Now that I just did that, this is the boss. So, boss time. Locals here are ridiculous with it even getting slightly cold. Sounds like it. Yeah, we did all of that, Rambo, for 4 crystal balls so we could get to this boss. You have defeated the huge demon. Look, a mystic statue. Pluck the harpy. Florida's the same way. Yeah, Florida was, overall should be, I would think, probably even hotter on average than Louisiana. I think I love the combat style and inventory in Earthbound the best. It has a very similar inventory to the Final Fantasy series in Earthbound. The combat, though, is more a mix of Dragon Quest and a hybrid system of, like, active battle. It's quite unique. Strange noise fills the air around you. From out of nowhere, you hear Neil's voice. Will, you're falling to the ground! Grab the airplane and we'll fly out of here. Everybody gets freaked out when it gets cold to see you have power. Earthbound has some funky music too. Yep. Shoot! I dropped the contact!
You what? Idiot! Will's doomed for sure now.
Neil! Still a little ways to the ground. Try again. Okay, I'll get him this time. Bet he misses again, I think. No, he doesn't. I thought I missed him twice. That was a close one. Don't cry, Will's been saved.
Neil, you were great. This invention saved Will's life.
Haha, don't flatter me. We should try and locate the next ruins. I expect the shape of Cygnus is the same as the shape of Mu. Well, to the ocean. Mu lies somewhere in this ocean. Mu. The place that I got stuck on as a kid. Great. And it has, if I remember correctly, kind of an annoying boss in the vampires. I believe. 44 a few weeks ago, but didn't last long. Is that like the lowest it usually gets, Rambo? We got out of the airplane in the nick of time. Neil's a good inventor, but it seems there's always something missing in his inventions. I guess nobody's perfect, including me. 60 is usually where it hangs, if not more during the day. Makes sense. The next thing he knew, Will was standing in a huge palace. I don't remember anything since my water landing. Is everyone safe? Do 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 do. What? Sign of life from the right-hand room.
Will, where is it?
Found a red jewel. What? I can hear a soft voice from somewhere. This is the Palace of Vampires. The fountain in this palace produces demons continuously. What? A sign of light from the left-hand room.
What is this place? Dark and lonely. Mother, save me.
You found a red jewel. Gonna have to start using herbs. Don't find a way to. Basement of the castle is a strange fountain. The stone is there. Hurry.
Ah! Hey, you scared me. I practically had a heart attack.
Launchpad to the rescue it was. Emerging from up north, so the winter down here really doesn't bother you. Yeah, if you're from north, then Florida would be like, oh, this is the winter. This is quite fantastic, I'd imagine. It's 35 and dropping where you're at, Grick.
Saw Eric in the other room, but something strange. His body is half transparent. I can see through it. He seems to be unconscious, as if his spirit is lost. Let's stick together. We don't know what will happen. I'll borrow Will's pocket for a while.
Down. Let's go left first. Nothing to the left. purification stone in the castle. Yeah, I've been to Connecticut. Usually it's just for passing through when I've been there. Like if I was going beyond it from where I'm at. I forget if I've like stopped at a hotel there or not. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. Wait a minute, is there a hole in the coffin? Could get in through the hole. I'd better have a look. I mean, I passed through like New Haven. What other one coming to me? I have more images than exact locations. New Haven's the only one off the top of my head because I was using the interstate to pass through. So I've only hit like a few towns or cities in Connecticut. Yeah, I'm just gonna say off the top of my head New Haven just because I can't think of the names of other ones that are coming to my mind. New Haven, you think has the best pizza? Yeah, people really rave about New Haven pizza. Zups, Modern, Sally's, Pepe's. Better than Brooklyn. Brooklyn's fire also. Yeah, I heard that, like, people talk a lot about, like, Sally's and Pepe's pizza. I don't think I've ever had either of them. But I'd imagine they're delicious. Key fastens inside this coffin. No wonder it didn't open. You've found the purification stone. Like Modern Pepe is the best. So what's the difference in style between the four? Well, obviously you have like the New Haven style, but are all four of those New Haven style? Because I know like sometimes you'll go to the same place, but you know one will be like a Sicilian place, and another will be Brooklyn style, and another will be like New Haven style, and you have some that are what's that other one called? Bars. They have like bar style pizzas, and they have other types. I think casual pizza fans like Modern. Is it because it's more like the standard build of pizza? Is that what Modern does? You found a red jewel. Wow, I'm really running out of space, aren't I? 2 spaces left. Wait, can I use the purification stone on? Oh, purifies the fountain. Palace, okay. So now I need to find a fountain. Do. Could there be a connection between this and the rock? It's a vine room. We're about to summon Cthulhu. Don't do it. Don't do it, Will. Stop. Stop. Oh, it's turning into water. Pepe's and salad is thin and crispier and like old school Italian grandpa grandmas. Okay. Frank Sinatra loves Pepe's the best. What did he do? He turned it into water. He turned all the blood red brown wine thing. Well, it was more brown than it was red, actually. It was kind of an orange, too. Saved! Thank you. I was brought to the palace from Frisia and changed to a demon.
What? All the demons we saw before were human beings?
Well, I whacked a couple.
I now know what it feels like to be close to death. Death is terrifying. I wonder if the animals we eat feel the same way I felt right before death.
Good question. May big oars take on planes for shows? That seems like a messy to have in plane. Get some turbulence, have a pizza in a plane, all over the place. We were labor traders, arrested for the crime of buying and selling human beings, but the party officials told us to a vampire. I can't believe it. Well, you better believe it. That's what you get for being a naughty person. Well, well, this is the result of being tempted by a beautiful woman.
A nice guy asked me, so I followed him. I don't trust men.
Actually, go. Just a chest. Yep. Boo, 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 boo. The man sleeping in this coffin is surely a vampire. They're plotting something. There's no one in the coffin. You're almost changed into demons. I'm afraid what might have happened if you had come later. You have some good stuff. I think there's some places that have better, but we have some decent ones. Most of the place where I'm at are either one of two types. Either Italian, what would we put? Not quite New York style, but you have that. You have thick, either pan or Sicilian style, and then you have Greek style. Basically, you have those four styles of pizza up where I'm at. Not too much beyond that, though. Really just those four. There's one amazing place called Michelangelo's that's Greek. It was best as a kid, now it's so-so. That happens a lot of time. You'll get something that's amazing, and then it's like, nope, now it's not good anymore. Still the key from the vampire weapon. Here, take it. You received the key to the seaside palace. And it's always sad when that happens, too. On the top floor of the palace is a passageway leading to Moo. And there. Grandma and Grandpa died about, and then they give it to the kids, and the kids change. Yeah, if the original creators of like a restaurant and they have a lot of passion for it die, quality often drops. That happened to actually a pizza place near me. And it was sad when that happened too. But, anyways, I think that's good for today. I might be back on tomorrow, and maybe even Friday. I don't know. We'll see.